Yo, what's up, YouTubers? This is Jordan here for another edition of the Book Knowledge Share. Thank you so much for being here. Really grateful that you could join me for another book. This week, going to be covering a fiction book. I know I cover a lot of nonfiction, but this week I'm going to cover some fiction. All right, going to go back to Robert Galbraith, who, as you may know, is J.K. Rowling, and this was another whodunit type book, and I learned a couple things from it. I'm starting to think more like a detective now. I gotta untangle things. So here's what I got. First thing, you gotta prepare for your meetings. This is so important. Not only if you are a detective, you gotta do your background. You gotta check out the ins and outs. You gotta figure out what questions you're gonna ask. It's so important if you're interviewing or if you're preparing a business proposal. You got to prepare, practice, and know your questions up front, know your audience, know who they are, know what they're going to want, know what their tendencies are. Because it can make it a little easier for you to sell your proposal or create that environment where people are going to say, yeah, I want to work with you. So prepare for meeting. Okay, now when interviewing people, this is kind of interesting. If you're a content writer, I think this is something you can really use. You want to think people, places, and things. And you might even want to, expand on that even further. But people, places, and things, you can start there. Who are the people involved? What are the things they're involved in? And what are the places that they go to? What are their goals? What are their mindsets? What were they trying to accomplish? What were they doing? And try to, tease it out a little bit. If you find certain directions that you're going and you're asking somebody some questions and they seem kind of standoffish, you might want to take it from a different tack. Try and go around a different way. And so I think that's an important thing to remember as well, is be mindful of who you're talking to. Use a little bit of emotional intelligence to understand when things are working and when they're not, when you can push a little bit more, and when you want to pull back a little bit. Okay? And I think finally, last thing, be creative when you're solving problems. So think about the unexpected. Think about who the people are, who the things are that you haven't tried. Try some different methods. When we're brainstorming, and in fact, there's a wonderful book to check out called Think or Toy, which goes over a ton of different ways for you to think of brainstorming, for example, or think of creative ideas. A lot of it is about taking two diverse things, like an apple and a chair, for example, and combining those two things into an interesting idea. All right? So try to be creative. Try to think of different ways of thinking things. Think of your problem forwards and backwards, up and down, flipped over, flipped 190 or 180 or 360 or whatever, right? So try to think of different ways to come at your problems and challenges. So those are the three things that I got out of the book. If you've read it, be sure to comment down below. Of course, as always, got to remind you to subscribe and give this a thumbs up if you like the video. And I'm going to let you know about some books coming up in the future. I'm really excited about these books as well. I've been into sports for a little while. I'm going to be covering some sports psychology. This one here is called The Brave Athlete. I'll be covering that over the next couple of weeks, so don't forget to come back and check that out. And then we have another sports psych book called Psyched Up. Come back for that over the next couple of weeks. And in the meantime, we'll be seeing you later. Bye-bye.